Welcome back. The purpose of any movie trailer is to entice an audience into wishing to see the movie in question. Trailers, however, can be deceptive, and the prime example that I always point to when talking about this is the Disney Plus series Echo. Now, as I've said before, and back when I did my video on Echo a few months back, I thought was phenomenal. I remember the first time I watched it, I said, okay, everybody's trashing this TV show already. It's not even out yet. And I watched the trailer and I thought, this looks good. It really did. It really looked good. The trailer was effective. It presented a tone, a feel, all that stuff you want from a Marvel property, right? So the trailer accomplished exactly what it was designed to do. It made me want to watch the show. And I did. Now, I would have watched it anyway because, talking about Marvel and TV shows and movies and all that, it's kind of a prerequisite. But as we all know, or most of us can agree on, I would think, the television show itself turned out to be pretty bad. Okay, now we have the trailer for the Thunderbolts, and all of us are in the same position. The trailer looks good. The characters look good. The tone, the feel that they've set up here, it does have sort of an early Avengers vibe. It also has sort of a Suicide Squad vibe to it, but I will come back to that in a couple of minutes. But the action is kind of sharp. The cinematography looks good. It's the kind of thing that hails back to some of the trailers for, say, Marvel Phase 2, like Captain America the Winter Soldier, or Ant-Man and the Wasp. Guardians of the Galaxy would be a great example, okay? This trailer, for me, it did sort of engender that type of feeling. The first time I saw the trailer for the original Guardians of the Galaxy movie, it would say, okay, I'm going to go see that. All right, and that's exactly how I felt when this was over. I'm going to go see it. Now, I could spend some time here talking about some other reasons as to why, culling out individual moments from the trailer, some of the imagery that they use, some of the people that are in here. But that would make this video a little longer than what I want it to be. So instead, I'm just going to talk about a couple of general reasons why I think this movie is going to be a cut above, why I think this movie is going to be well worth your time and your money. And here it is. Scarlett Johansson is executive producer on Marvel's Thunderbolts. Scarlett Johansson is involved in this film as an executive producer. Okay, so what does that mean? Now, to me, as one of the goats of the MCU, Scarlett Johansson is not going to go into a film like this, a project like this, and then let it be trashed. Not after what happened, especially with Black Widow. Now, there were a lot of factors that went into Black Widow, but ultimately there was a lot of bad blood between Scarlett Johansson and Marvel Studios based on how that movie was treated when it was finally released, even though it was released straight to streaming. So I think in this particular case, the fact that Scarlett Johansson is going to be, or was involved in the production of this, is only a plus. I don't think she's going to let this turn out to be just garbage like the Marvels turned out to be. So that is a huge, for me, that is a huge plus factor in wanting to see this film. Marvel recruits Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, and David Harbour for a twisted team-up. That's sort of that reference to the Suicide Squad. Some people have talked about that. I really don't think that's what Marvel is going for here, that sort of Suicide Squad, because a lot of the characters that are in this film, most of them have been established in prior works, and so the audience already knows who they are. Except for this guy, Robert Reynolds, Earth 616, also known of as Sentry. Sentry was a character, I have to admit, that when I first looked it up to see who he was, I was not really familiar. I was not familiar with who this guy was in the MCU in the comic version. So it will be interesting to see how he plays out on screen. So it'll be something new for me where his particular character is involved. But the gist of it, I get, is he's something like a cross between Wolverine and the Healing Factor and Deadpool, and he can't really die. I don't know. I put this up just to show that the Thunderbolts that are going to be in the movie are not the same Thunderbolts that were in the comics. There are some differences, but that's fine. I would much rather have the lineup that they have in this film, as opposed to sticking strictly to the canonical Thunderbolts as they first appeared in the comics. Having said all that, I do want to talk about a couple other factors. I pulled out some images here. First, Loki's scepter. Loki's scepter being in the film, I don't think that's anything to really sort of get excited about. I don't think it's anything more than just a member berry. It no longer has the soul stone in it. It's just, it was lying around at the Battle of New York, and so now it's a relic, right? And that's the only reason. It's sort of nostalgia bait, I suppose, in the film. I don't think it's going to be amount to anything beyond that. Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I like this character when she showed up in the Ant-Man movie, and she has a new outfit to wear. But I thought it was a good character, and I'll be interested to see how they use her here in this film. Okay, to conclude for today, I just want to say that I am looking forward to this film. The trailer does present itself very well. It sets up a viewing experience, I think, that is going to be good. That is my prediction, that this will be a good, worthwhile movie, that when you walk away from it, you won't feel like you got cheated. And that's what the MCU and all of us as fans need. Okay, Florence Pugh, Louis Pullman, Sebastian Stan. I thought it interesting that Wyatt Russell got 10th billing here, all the way down on the bottom right. But above him is Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, a role she was made for, I think. Or the role was made for her, one or the other. So the Thunderbolts, coming soon to a theater near you. As always, I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.
Give me that now.